Right here we have a SoundStream. It's a new model for 2012. It's a VR750NB. This model has Bluetooth built in. This one here is going to be a whole lot just like the one I just got done doing, which is the 931NB, which looks kind of like a tablet, a 9.3-inch tablet. Very similar. The more I tinker with these units, the more I learn about them, the more I come to the same conclusion. So I'll tell you my conclusion a little bit later, but right now I'll just focus on the meat and potatoes of it. Now, as far as looks go, I mean, look at it. It's great looking. There's first things that jumps at me, which I don't find appealing, is this right here. This is the iPod plug. They use the IC3 cable. You know, I just use a sync cable and a 3.5 millimeter. It accomplishes the same job. However, I find it odd that the iPod needs that 3.5 millimeter analog audio jack to get the audio through it, because typically you just use the standard sync cable, plug it into the USB, and you're listening to your music. Not the case with this one. I don't understand why that is, but it is. But however, as far as the iPod functionality is concerned, I will say this, that it is rather nice. It's laid out very well. They give you a whole lot of information. The text is very good, superior to a lot of other models that I've seen, both in the past and currently. So that's a good thing for this unit. I also like this little door. The smooth gloss black finish I'm a big fan of. I like that. I like it in home theater. I like it in car audio. I just like it, period. It's good for me. That's my opinion. I like it. So as far as style goes, and plus that evil looking spider right there, you got my vote. I like it. It looks evil. Looks badass, if you want to call it that. I like that. The SD slot is in the front. You know, not a good thing, not a bad thing. I can't advocate it. I can't frown on it. They do have the mic built into the receiver, which is an impressive feature. I like that. Usually only Clarion that I've noticed has that little feature. There's a few other units here and there, but usually just them. And Clarion really did good for me this year. I love Clarion. SoundStream I like too. Different kind of animal. Again, this unit is not their top of the line, so if I say anything that's not totally agreeable to anybody who's a SoundStream fan, understand that this is one of their entry-level pieces. It's not their top of the line. Don't get crazy. I'm just saying what I think. So here it goes. So like I said, the iPod thing, could give or take it. SD card, I'm not really hurt over it. The mic I like a lot. The knob, very easy to grab. It's not tiny like a lot of these other manufacturers are going towards this tiny little knob thing. This I like. The screen layout looks a little reminiscent of old school. It looks like it could use a revamp right there. A good feature of this unit is this. Show you. This panel here does come off. It's a detached panel. So if a bad guy wants to jack your radio, good luck trying to make it work again after that's missing. So I like it. They laid out the colors for the Bluetooth in green and red, which, you know, it's easy to associate, so that's a very good credit to the unit. The mute and loud button, which is laid out here, is kind of reminiscent of an old Alpine. Almost the button layout almost looks like an Alpine. EQ navigation, which is sold separately. Buttons right there. The eject button. Your open button for the screen. And the eject button. I'll close it up to let you see what it looks like when she's closed. The motor is smooth. It's quiet. Doesn't stutter. It doesn't, you know, flap around or anything like that. So that's nice. The GPS does support Navtech, by the way. Navtech is good. JVC uses that. Pioneer uses that. It's good technology. So the Navibox you would buy with this unit would be a good navigation, by the way. So looking at it, it's got a nice clean look to it. Up in here they got a quick shortcut icon to the audio. Mute, volume up and down. Of course you could just do this. Same difference. Home screen. These are all customizable. For instance, I'll show you real quick. This is just the angle. Actually, maybe I should leave it like this. It'll probably look better for you guys. Okay, so I'll go back. Yep. Okay, so say I don't really use this tilt feature, right? Get rid of it. You can customize this layout, which I like. The notebook look, do I like it? I don't know. It's different. Maybe I'll get used to it. Maybe I'll never like it. I don't know. Settings, very straightforward. The sound is not much to hoot and holler about. Fader and balance. Buzzer, which I've learned I don't like because it makes this noise over and over again. Subwoofer low pass filter, you get 160, 120, and 80. I would like to see it give you a customizable choice for a lower frequency. You know, myself, I like it around, you know, mid 50s. But again, if you have this, you have a separate sub amp and you're going to have a low pass filter built in there. So you could say that'll work. This will work with a digital TV tuner. It's ready for that. It has a pretty good jack for steering wheel controls. Very easy, very flexible for that purpose, which is, again, for the price point, you know, it's giving you, giving you a good bang for your buck. You give you that. The iPod, the text, let me just zoom in on there so you can see it a little bit better. Bear with me. Very nice. So you can see you got playing 5 of 13 songs from this artist. It's on repeat. Song, artist, album. What else do you need, right? Nothing. Your menu. To toggle for all your sources and whatnot, excuse me. Right here you could either just do a touch. Okay, you can't like touch and drag though. It doesn't work that way. That's not going to happen. We'll go with like artists. So say if you wanted, you know, there you go. Leaves out your songs. It's pretty typical of an iPod control. It is interactive. It does do the job. It's good. Especially, again, middle of the road unit. There's no need to get too crazy about it. It does everything I would personally expect it to do, and it does it fairly well. The screen is reactive. That, just like the other unit, which is a totally different animal, totally different screen. Of course, I could feel that instantaneously. This is all glass, like a normal touchscreen. Your dimmer, no big deal, self-explanatory. USB, of course that's in the front. Your settings, I'll touch on that real quick again. We did the sound. The EQ is not much to hoot about. You know, I mean, they got preset EQs, but they don't even really tell you what they are, except for these two numbers. So for this, very lacking. Audio controls, I like to see a lot more. X bass, that's a good way to probably blow your speakers. Loudness, which is only good for accentuating low frequencies at low volumes. You know, are you going to use it? I don't know. Your clock, it's a nice backdrop. Very easy to program, by the way. I was goofing around with this on the other unit, and I do like this. It looks like a Tag Heuer watch. I like it, it's nice. Good job on the clock. Your system, typical calibration, tells you the mumbo jumbo, firmware, or whatever is on there. Nothing too crazy. Why waste time on that? TV, we don't have that contraption connected, so we're not going to really bother with it. Your dimmer, we went over. Navi, iPod, we touched on. Audio video input, that's just going to be for an analog RCA or composite video input. Standard regular TV tuner. What did I touch? Okay, that's me. I'm not touching it. You got 18 presets on your FM, 12 on your AM. Tuner seems to pick up pretty strong. I'm inside of a building with no antenna, and I'm listening to a station, so that's a good thing. Not that I ever listen to terrestrial radio myself, but maybe you do. This unit is not satellite ready. It's not compatible with XM or Sirius directly, as far as I know. Maybe someone has a way or a hack to make that happen, but as far as I know no way of doing it, except for running it, again, through the auxiliary input for audio and video. That's the only way I can think of. It does come with a remote control. It's pretty standard, you know, stuff. All the remotes this year all look the same way, which is good. They also give you an external mic. So if you wanted to remotely locate this, you could do that. They supply it, which is good. Set of radio keys. They do give you a trim ring for it. You know, regular sleeve. Nothing crazy. Okay, so here's the back of the unit. The antenna input right there. This here is your RCA preamp harness. It's your video output. You got your front, your rear, and your subwoofer preamp outputs. This here is the mic input, which is the separate mic, which I showed you before, if you wanted to remotely locate that. You got that. And you got your video and your camera inputs. So you got a dedicated rear view camera input and you got a slave video. Over here, steering wheel controls, and this is nice that they give you these. Not usually typical. So all in all, you know, the Soundstream did really good. It's very lacking in the audio department. In the physical appearance, I think it's a very attractive looking unit. You know, and again, for the money, it's good. You know, would I put it into my show car or something like that? You know, probably not. But for, you know, an everyday car or just a car, if you just want to put a little something in there that's nice, you know, I'd go for it. Soundstream, check it out. It's a VR750 NB.